How is everyone? All good, I'm thinking. Assuming that's a yes. Am I showing my screen still? Yeah. Yeah, cool. So yeah, it's still in a bit of a messy situation, I suppose, depending on what way you look at it. But yeah, it's like I said on that call, right? Once this low got taken out, I wasn't expecting this to hold, right? So yeah, this morning short was really nice. I didn't take it. High range. There's the one change character. People call it her. Yeah, really clean trade. Really, yeah, really good. So NY, what would we be expecting, right? Well, now we've got like this sort of odd situation, right? Of the fact that essentially we're not really doing anything, right? Like it's like, I mean, on 15M, is this bullish? Is this bearish? At the moment, we're seeing bearish intentions, right? Lower highs built, but we've also seen like this push here, which broke a lot of stuff, right? Like this. Didn't take out this high, but this high didn't take out this low either, right? So essentially, we've got like 1 week high, 1 week low, a bunch of weird internal shit. But what me and Lewis were just saying, right, is it's important to sort of look at a complex pool, recognize what it actually, right? Because I was looking at this, and I think this is a reason that a bunch of us were buying into this, right? Because this looks like a complex pullback. It looks like it's generating liquidity, right? But really, every single lower high here is getting respected. So there's fuck all complex about it. It's just a trend, right? So the market here is trending. This is not a complex pullback, right? Now, if we look at this larger bit of price action here, right? This now, let's try and make this a bit neater. Now what we're starting to see is definitely more of a complex pullback, right? We've run a low, we've run a high, we've run another low, you know, like there's a bunch of stuff going on in here. So this is what you classify as like complex price action, right? It's not clear, right? So one thing I would potentially be thinking is that we're going to get continued longs to take out like this huge pool of liquidity up here, right? So yeah, that would be one idea I'd be relatively confident in at the moment. It makes sense to me, like, you know, impulse, complex pullback, created multiple levels of liquidity that get taken out. This takes out huge pools of liquidity here, and we've built all of this, right? So if we come down like here, right, this is the 4H thing. This larger thing is like the 4H inside bar, right? We've got a couple of M15 levels within this. We've got this, and we've got this. The only one I'd really be confident in taking just one M entries off is probably the extreme or this extreme at the moment, right? Yeah, like here, I'd more be looking, depending on price action. If price action is really clean, I'd probably on one and here. But if not, I'd be waiting more for a bit of development on 15 then, right? Again, like shorts, we're going to need to get there, right? We just had a break of internal structure here, whatever, right? So likely what we're going to need to do is move up into somewhere like this, right? Take out this little pool of liquidity here, right? We may see a reaction from here as well, but it's at a discount. Didn't really take out any liquidity. I'd be more looking at like this and this, right? Because of this larger range as well. This is our last sort of buy to break the low. This is all stuff contained within that. This is the one that broke that, right? So that to me would make the most sense for shorts at the moment, personally. So yeah, I mean, that would be my initial idea to start the week off, would be something like that into there, that would distribute, come down into there, something like that, right? That's initially what I'd be thinking, but yeah, not like obviously not getting too tied to that bias. Like down here, we are still bearish on it, right? So it is important to realize that anything we take here is going to be counter trend, right? So we want to see it develop nicely, if that makes sense to everyone. Just hit daily chasing housing. Yeah. Our short terms longs off the table. No. Here, right, we could see we have created some form of demand here, right? So we could well pop back to this and then run up into one of these, right? We're going to need, if we're going to come short from these, we need to get there, right? So reactions continue as well. Yes, here is, yeah, it is a good flip zone, right? But we have more extreme ones as well, right? And currently we have no real liquidity to take into this. So, which is why I'd be hesitant of shorting from there. Like I'd want something very clean from that. Yeah, it looks, that to me looks like it will get taken out because we've got this larger range here, basically, right? And we've got unmitigated things within that range. Like this just literally tapped the bottom of that, right? It didn't tap anything refined. So this could well just be the generation of liquidity to sort of give us like some form of attempted distribution, and then turns into a reaccumulation to go up into there, to down to there, to, yeah, something like that. That would be my initial thoughts. Obviously, you know, we know how quickly stuff changes, but yeah, that's kind of what I'd be looking. Yeah, don't trust the first high. Yeah, like right now we want something very clean in this, right? And it's just the fact that this isn't within this range. Like it's not within this larger range. It didn't take out any liquidity. The 15 MPOI in itself isn't engulfed. The high is quite flat. The push is very clean. Yeah, it makes more sense to me for this to get taken out into this to come down, basically. See that, but on the way there can be liquidity generation. Yes, there can be, mate. Yeah, but like I'm just saying my thoughts, mate. If you want to short that area, far away. But yeah, for me, that looks like it will likely get run. Yeah, like it's like relatively, right? Whatever way you look at it, whether you take this range, right? It's at a discount. Take this range, it's also at a discount, right? It's also, yeah, it's also at like literally just at the EQ basically, right? So this to me makes more sense for that to get run into that to drop. Yeah. Yeah, no, you are right. Like it's a valid area to look, definitely, right? It's not a wrong area to look. It's just, if you look at what a market tends to do, it will tend to break structure, right? And then run a previous high and then have a continued move down, right? Because it will need to take some form of liquidity from inside that range. But yeah, it's not wrong. It's just not the highest probability one, right? Just because of pricing, it didn't run any liquidity, it's not engulfed, it doesn't have any inducement, you know, it's still supply, but yeah, I would be thinking that would get there. Could react from there, just not as many confidence. Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, that's Lewis, yeah. Yeah, that's why that sounds good. But yeah. Yeah, like so that would be my initial thoughts at the moment, right? But we also have to remember we are just in a fucking massive range at the moment, right? So yeah, we all know that ranges aren't necessarily the most predictable things in the world. So yeah, just be patient. You know, anyone who caught that short earlier, fucking lovely trade. This is another good example of sort of being aggressive when you get runs on like liquidity, and it does hit something, right? Like this over here is to a degree valid. Like this wick takes out a candle there, reacts to this high, it's at a discount, right? And then the PA is actually very clean, right? You come into this, right? You have this larger range here that price reacts to, leaves you the initial flip zone, creates sort of a false flip zone here with equal lows, right? Generates more equal lows here, price comes back into here, yeah, gives you a change of character here, there's your entry, right? Like when prices develop over a long period of time like that, it's not a low probability trade. It's not necessarily the highest probability trade, but yeah, it's not the lowest probability trade either. But yeah, this is, yeah, if we were going to see longs, something in here, but again, I don't love the idea of taking longs from a weak low with liquidity below it, but yeah, that's me. I don't know, mate. There's a great site called Forex Factory that has calendars on it, brother. Have a quick look, man. It's always good to check. I haven't checked this morning, mate, so I literally have no idea. What date is it? It's like the 13th and a Monday. Normally you don't see important news events on a Monday. Yeah, normally they're more Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But yeah. All right, cool. Makes sense, everyone? All good? Perfect. This is Keep My Spirit Alive by Kanye. Yeah, sweet. All right, guys, I will speak to you. Yeah, I'm back at my computer now, so I'll be around today. And I will chat to you all during New York and stuff, right? Peace and love, guys. Trade safely. Let's have a good start to the week. Yeah, cool. Peace. All right.